Okay, so this tutorial will help you, along with the anyone else who watches it, to create a solid, more improved essay than the one that was submitted originally. Remember that this is only some quick information to help you. The information given in class, as well as the Edmodo handouts, should be more than enough to assist you in creating a more improved revision. So getting right into this, notice that the author immediately mentions Julius Caesar and Octavian, the two subjects of the essay, then goes on to provide some background detail of each. Talking about when Caesar lived, talked about how he's a very powerful general and a politician. Then goes on to talk about Octavian, formerly known as Augustus, talks about when he ruled, and then gradually leads into the thesis statement where they had both similarities and differences. So we know what to expect in the essay. First paragraph, what is pretty interesting about this essay is that the author doesn't start off with the topic sentence, and it works out very well. The author mentions the two subjects, Caesar and Augustus, and again emphasizes that they were famous rulers. Then this topic sentence follows. They were similar in the way they ruled. One of their similarities is they helped the plebeians. Okay, so mentions it. What's next? Information or explanation. So we see that the poor people of Rome, also known as the plebeians, were helped by both. Augustus, what did he do? Gave jobs to the many plebeians, and he fed them. What did Caesar do? Threw a party for them, and offered them many necessities such as money, bread, and oil. Another similarity, which is really good about this, is that there's a transition here. Helping the plebeians was just one of their similarities. Another one is that they did not agree with the Republic. Here we go with an explanation. Caesar was part of many civil wars against the senators, and he did not show respect to them. Augustus fought against the Senate to get revenge for his great uncle Caesar. So we see that there is a statement of what the similarity is, then there was also a single sentence explanation. Could there have been a little bit more detail on each of these? Yes, but the author did what was asked, and that was to provide an example and explain it. Then the sentence ends with closure and transition to the next one. Caesar and Augustus were divergent when it came to their leadership styles. This is a very good use of divergent as compared to some of the others that we have seen. Then we go on and we look at what did happen. Augustus exploited the Senate. Caesar despised the Senate, and he worked against them. So we see that there was a difference right there, because Augustus sort of allowed the Senate to think that he was helping them or working with them when in fact he was tricking them. Caesar, on the other hand, didn't act like that. It was clear that they did not get along. Another one of the differences was how they took power. We see that Caesar gained control by fighting, and we know that Augustus didn't do this. He worked with the Senate to get them on his side. So one of them focused on force to get control, the other used some sort of trickery, as noted in the essay. So the author did a really good job here above providing examples and doing also explaining them. Last sentence, it is interesting to see the similarities and differences between these two rulers. Good closure. Then of course the final paragraph should just be a summary of or restatement of the main ideas. Augustus and Caesar may have been related, but they were different and similar in many ways. Here's a good point. They helped Rome last for many years. And a little bit more detail. So overall, this was a very solid, well-organized essay. Could it have been improved? Yes, it could have, and we did make recommendations on this. But the big picture is that this was set up and presented the way that we asked, and therefore didn't need a whole lot more. And so this would be a good example to use in continuing to improve your own essay.